Hello there everyone, this is I Am Mark 3 and welcome back to a bit more of the Crust demo. Yes, the little trick I did to make sure that an updated version didn't break this worked, because this is actually a separate recording session from the first 3 parts. Though I respect the whole limited thing, so this will, I think, most likely be my last recording session for this demo as well. So, just a timestamp for this. This has been recording like I've had combat. Yes, this game has combat. No, I've had feedback from the first episode at this point, and yes, my voice was definitely rough around the edges there. I hope I sound a bit better, but yeah, I came down with a bit of the sniffles. So that's why my voice was a bit off during the last recording session I did with this. I'm doing a lot better now though, and some sweets have been helping. Just like, just had a bit of an issue with mucus buildup and a bit of a rough voice. That was as bad as it got for me, so it's okay, it's okay. Anyway, let's us continue. Today I am going to be playing the stock market. Actually, no, this is not the stock market. This is the commodities market. Kinda. Well, the price is fluctuating over time, so yes, it is the commodities market. There's no expiration date or anything like that. It's not that complex.
Research complete.
Thank you, research lady. Hang on, I think my volume is slightly mucked up. Where is my volume slider? There's my volume slider. Let's leave it at that for now. Right. Research is still good. We're all good. Okay. So, this is both a good and a bad idea. It is playing the stock market. There's no long-term contracts. I don't think it's an as-is at the time kind of deal. So let's just go back to the surface, because we're going to go on what we started last time with the funny guy who wanted to turn a profit out of the Earth situation, which is fair enough. We're not gouging them, but we are charging them. So we're taking advantage of the prices. Our current mission is build the room, complete resource shortage contract, and visit the fundamental science lab. So these two were in the last version I played at Next Fest last year. So resource shortage is another contract. Fundamental science lab is location. You can go out and you can basically subsidize a place to get some extra science out. But what I mentioned, just playing with the contract system a bit, is what I'm going to do now. I kind of recommend a bit of this, but I don't recommend you overdo it. I think that's the cautionary tale there. So, what do I mean? First off, what's cheap right now? Prices have reset flat. So we don't know how they're doing. Yep, it's all zeros. I think that might be because of the update. I don't know. All flat. Then we've got prices, but we don't have a comparison, so we don't know what's costly and what's not right this second. But there is actually something I do want to check as well, which is how are drones doing? 50k, a little on the pricey side. But there was a bug last year which I want to check, which is if you order any robots with another shipment, you don't get the other shipment. Let's order in a bit more smart concrete. Let's order in 100 smart concrete. Something nice and simple. We're going to use it eventually, so that's no problem at all. And I will buy another robot as well. So, I can't. My working capital is actually almost spent. I'm going to have to wait on that robot, I think, because that's one of the reasons to do this, actually. Yeah, that's one of the reasons to do this. It's once you've got starting capital, you can use it to bring these in. And you can use that to go through available contracts which require a lowish amount of material, like 250, 250, 125. Especially ones with this here, which is a limited availability, because those often come in with a fast completion bonus This is instead of this, so it's not in addition. So 30,000 becomes 45, so it's plus 50% roughly on the monetary and relations rewards, and science is the same. But this is a good way to get your science and things up first. So if we go back, these guys wanted a full 500 silicon. We could do that. Silicon's not too bad, I don't think. So $500 silicon cost me 30,000. Buy that, and I'll also go and accept those contracts real quick. Accept. You've got 3 days to do that, and the other one was not as important, which is 10 days. Okay, so accept that. Okay. So, we got that. Now, why I say this is a good and bad idea? It's a good idea because it's like it lets you stack up extra research real quick, as well as get funding real quick. But it's also, the drawback of this is a short-term benefit for a long-term cost. Why do I say that? Well, essentially, this is the early cheap contracts where I could go ahead and get them sorted out. I'll set you onto high priority, so you are prioritized first because this is like against the clock. And the one that is due, this one, send out everything. I know I'll have the resources because that's come down in a drop pod. That's fine. And then that will drop a land crate for it, and there we go. So, these are the cheap ones, the easy ones. They're the ones you're meant to be able to do in the short term to build up your initial stocks of finances and money. Yeah? But if you take all of them and be greedy with it, then every time you do this, you are actually reducing the benefit you get by the amount you spend on the initial resources. So you're getting like maybe a quarter to a half of the payment taken away from you on your initial stocks. Come on. Oh yeah, I'm fast up. There we go. So this will get sent out. I'll get the bonus for task completion because I have the stock brought in immediately in enough of quantity to do that. So there is that. Also, while that's doing that, I will actually tell the other one to come in as well, which is this one. Also send. This will stack, by the way. So I only got one landing pad, but this will wait until that one launches, and then it'll come straight in after it. So that's okay. But if you clear out all the initial ones, which is something I did several times because I kept playing and replaying during the last Nax Fest, it's like, this is an interesting game. I really want to get into it a lot, you know. Research complete. We're still good for science in general. Okay. But it's like, if you get all that stuff, then you kind of soft lock yourself a bit because of all the resource cost you invested into getting those materials early. Because, at least last time, new contracts didn't really appear. I hope that's been fixed. I hope that's not an intended by design thing. Contract complete. 26,000 credits. Thank you. And here comes the next pod, right on schedule. Though I think we're slightly low on resources for this one because of those panels getting built. Yeah, we are a bit. So, that's the problem. If you overdo this, you run out of money. Doesn't matter in the next Fest demo or a very short demo period, but it does matter if you are trying to play a proper game of this. It's like, take some sure to help you get started out, but don't overdo it. My blue science is currently locked off. What do I want? I want the smart concrete plant if I can, unless there's something else I wanted. Oh, salvage. Yes, salvage, please. No. Mining speed increased by 50% would be cool to have. Better generators. I think getting access to the better smart concrete factory because we've got the primary processor. So we're starting to get ready for a proper advanced resource setup at the very least. But yeah, that's all I'm going to do. So like, I'm going to plow through the really easy to grab contracts and build up my war chest, my research, and my credits, and I need to sign a green science. Hang on a sec. I need large storage, carbon fibers. What do I need that for? Hydroponics farms, bunk beds, probably a really good idea. Wall-mounted plants, and then just plants in general. Let's get the bunk beds, and I guess the largest storage. I don't need. Actually, let's go this way as well. Licensing towards the tender system, work in progress. So I don't know if that's going to work, but medical stuff is behind it. That's why I'm going for that. Reduce market commission. Ooh. Don't get me wrong, doing what I'm doing is profitable, but reducing commission in a market is always good. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm doing. This time I'm playing the market for my own gains. Very much so.
The rooms require electricity and oxygen for the life support systems to work. Let's start with electricity. Mount the connector on the wall of the newly built room and connect it with a wire to the power grid. In this way, the entire room will have access to the electricity.
Okay. I did build that room no frills. Also, it's full of regolith as well. Let me just really quickly assign a new contract too, because I bought enough titanium to fill the first 3 titaniums from Malachite Heavy Engineering, so it's like, you know, that spent like nearly 80,000 on it. These two guys both have the same thing, so that's okay. Send that. And I can't take a third slot because my third slot is actually taken up by resource shortage, so leave that be. But that's what I meant, like you need to have a seed amount to it as well. How do I connect this? Connect the connector to the power grid. Oh, I need to build a connector first. Right, okay. Where's that? Is that in life support? It has to be on electricity, right? Ah, here we go, electronic board. I'll pop that by the door, I guess. There we go. Of course, that's all the stuff inside, and of course, if I bring the colonists in now, they will eat without a table and get -5 to their mood. I'm sorry, I know, that's an old joke, but it's such a staple nowadays, it's like, you know. Ate without a table. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. -5 points.
Director, in order to get oxygen, you need to find a vein of water ice and mine it. To do this, you must build an ore detector. It is specially designed to detect deposits among the regolith. Don't forget to wire it up. The ore detector uses battery power for every scan. The bigger the scanning area, the more power it requires.
Meteorites. Plus 100, 100 for 90 days. Nice.
Now we can try to find the water ice deposits. We've picked up a good pace, but time is still against us. Try to keep that in mind. Select the ore detector and scan the regolith around it. You need to find the nearest ice vein and then install the ice extractor on it. Warning, using the detector consumes battery power, and the larger the scan area, the more power is consumed. Remember this, and try not to leave your base without power.
Okay. This was originally much earlier on in the tutorial list, but it makes sense that it's been moved back here to say, we need a specific thing, go find it, this is how you do it.
Build the ice extractor. It will allow us to extract water ice, which we need to get to the ice melter. This will allow us to produce water and oxygen and provide them to the living quarters.
Need titanium plate though. That's something I don't have actually. I don't have rolling mills. Also, how's my research doing? Add a research complete. All active. Rolling mill is... There it is. Rolling mill. I'll prioritize that ahead of the stuff I've got knocking around in social, just because that's like just stuff I'm trying to deal with. Let's get license fee actually, because slightly more important than bunk beds. I've got single beds. I can be inefficient. I'll give my enforced colonists access to a single bunk bed each. Single bunk bed? Single bed each, yeah. The luxury of not having someone sleep above or below you. Or something. I really do need to actually get stuff installed too. Like, I said, I've got basically all the parts I need for... Yeah, where is it? Here we go. Yeah, the multi-regolith refinery, which will give me a lot more access to stuff. Like, it'll be a lot more efficient than the amount of slag that these guys make. Now, I did also mention that locks me out of a couple of things too. Oh, there goes another contract. Contract complete. Hey, look at that. My science is skyrocketing. As I said, this is quite beneficial to do early on, especially if you've got limited time and you're rushing to research something. But if we roll down, I think, is it these guys? No, they require electronics. Someone down here at the near the bottom of the list. No. There's someone, or there has been previously, who would ask for like 3,000 slag, which is not something you can easily do unless you're like being very, very inefficient. Because ideally, you don't want to have much slag at all. Huh. I don't remember them being this far up. Oh, no, here we go. 3,000 slag, 1,000 slag, 4,000 slag total. The only contracts really that ask for slag, but they ask for quite a large amount of it. But slag is actually much more efficiently used in engineering. Slag is actually a good piece used in the smart concrete factory. And remember, slag is the runoff, which has got stuff that you weren't able to refine out of it. So smart concrete factories are much better use for it, really, than just like trading it away for however much science. What a relief. Yeah, look at this. Reputation, no financial gain, and a bunch of science. Relatively low amounts of science as well, though. That said, green science is actually on the rarer side of things compared to the other two, blue and orange. So the fact that these guys offer green science is actually notable in and of itself, because it's actually usually quite hard to come by.
Director, we've done a research that allow us to salvage the rest of the Evermore base for resources. We've to account for every single piece now, and they won't be needing the ruins anymore.
We have to account for these things now, they won't need the ruins anymore. Okay, right, so that was the salvage tech that just completed. And with that, smart concrete, rolling mill, license, that's all going. Now, I can actually use these guys as an additional source of materials without having to refine or process or anything like that. So this is the other big boon, as I mentioned, of going through the tutorial versus a blank start. Because I can get a lot of materials here, quick and easy, that I don't have to worry about a lot of reprocessing and stuff to sort out. Like, there's all sorts of goodies in here, like these guys, components, chips, metal. We can get a treasure trove of basic materials. I don't think we get more advanced stuff, like components and microchips, but yeah, nothing more substantial than that it looks like. So it's just like, yeah. Sadly though, I don't think there's a brush tool for this. Unless I can... Yeah, I can't click and drag. I have to do every single one. That's one drawback, but it's okay. But there's plenty to be had. As a note, look at my orange science right now, 1,560. It's taken off like a rocket. Oh, it's advanced to the next day. Let's double check my prices, see if there's anything that's kind of cheap right now. No. 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 Kinda. Titanium plating. We do need a bit of that ourselves, but 580 pop. Okay. Also, I think I was understating the situation, by the way. Most of the time when you buy stuff from these markets, it's not like you're losing like maybe a third of your profits or anything like that. It's actually worse than that, substantially. If you're going this route, I've been looking and comparing to the averaging prices. On average, you'll kind of be slightly better off the breaking even if you do a standard delivery time on most of these contracts I've been looking around at, which is why I was waiting for the market to tick over. Really, if you're going to make any profit at all, it's going to be in the bonuses. And that's in the swift completion bonus specifically, which is like 50% greater yield on financial gain. Don't get me wrong, doing the rest of it you do get the research bonus, but losing 2/3 of the cash you could get just by mining and processing is a massive blow, and that's like the average thing that's going to be happening, sadly. So yeah, it can help you to start out, but seriously, if you're playing a game like this properly to keep on doing longer term, don't overdo it. It's a massive, massive, massive trap if you're going that way. It is. Oh, another 300 orange, blue. One has got a thing. Here we go, look at this one. This one requires, what, 45 titanium plates. This was an urgent one. Oh yeah, an urgent one is only temporarily available. Otherwise it's got standard completion times on it. And this one requires terrible relations. I'm slightly better than terrible relations, so yes. There is also some stuff in here you can see is locked behind neutral and good and stuff like that. I also don't like how the reputation dropped over time previously. It's like, how do you maintain it without constantly doing contracts? How do you keep it at a good level without constantly doing contracts? But anyway, let's do the exercise. 45. 45, 20,000 is our base rate. Let's start calculating this. 26,000 is our bonus completion. So 45, pricing is 508. So by the calculation, this is going to cost me to buy straight up 23,000 almost. So yeah, that highlights the issue very, very exactly. 23,000 if I was going to rush it and just buy the material straight up. So just over 3,000 credits in terms of gain in my pocket, and I lose 3,000 credits if I take longer than 25 days to fulfill it. So yeah, it's actually one heck of a trap. Tread carefully with this stuff. As for me though, limited playtime, don't care about future prospects. I want the science tech now to get shiny to show you guys in this recording session, so I am going to buy it straight up. To further unify, let's plug in this one to the calculator as well. To buy this one neat would cost me 38,100. Nearly 2,000 credits, or 22,000 credits if I can do it in 10 days. So a rush job is beneficial because of the limited window availability, but if you can, it's better to wait on ones that don't really expire. Like this one, because this one's going to be available forever. This one is a temporary one. So it's, I'd say, in reflection in its current state, worth maybe, if you can get a decent price on the market, going for the urgent ones. These guys, better choice is to flat out wait, because these guys, you wouldn't get anything if you waited for them, because they just expire and disappear. But if this one's going to hang around, try to fulfill it without having to resort to buying off the market if you can. Needs more concrete. 500 concrete for... Sadly, the price of concrete today is not so good. And by the way, the price fluctuation does actually partially reflect your own actions as well, so you buying amounts of it can drive the price up and make it less profitable for you to keep doing that over and over. You've got to wait for the price to settle back down again. Which is good. I like this actually. It's a bit harder and it doesn't allow you to exploit it all willy-nilly. Apart from the research aspect is the reason to play this game with these things. Long-term profit versus research speed. Honestly, research speed is something that's pretty good to have. 75, 80, 90, 100, 120. I'll buy a little bit more because I do need a bit more. 130. Detectors. Faint emergency signal coming from point not far away. Joe Stern, station employee. Three of us. We got food and water. Base 4 and 5 depressurized. We need repairs, materials. We need help. Repeat. Require assistance. Interference making it difficult to pinpoint the exact location. According to registration data in the area, should be located short-range radar station number CH23. The exact coordinates are listed in the general register, so we'll have to scan for it with the rover. Yeah, so I got the rovers and things moving, like the trucks out there. The rover is currently out of power. Are you able to geoscan right now? You are, but you're not able to move. Yeah, let's move there then. Okay, so I do kind of need to get on with sorting it out. I am actually overloading my iron oxide regolith thing at the moment. But I've also started digging on a bigger area to house my actual processing array. So there is that's going on. But right now I do need to kind of like get started on some of this other stuff. So ice extractors requires... We have the components, we can do that. This is a big piece of kit, isn't it? And I've noticed this about the other ones as well. It's like ones that produce like a bunch of... Well, the single stage one at least can. Can this one? It cannot. The single stage one though, you can actually have a single regolith belt running through multiple things. Notice there's an intake for it. So you can have it actually running through on a conveyor line to just extract the stuff from all of them. Which I think is a nice touch, actually. I feel like I need to adjust the exact positioning a little bit. I want it there. Okay, let's see. Digging modes. I cannot dig that out yet, but this should be enough space. Like this. And I will prioritize it. There we go. For a good look, by the way, this is the area I'm digging out now for my primary processing array. And refining array as well, because I do need refineries and stuff too to go with it. So, big infrastructure project. Maybe I could do with some more miners, but I need more drones in general to do that. James Sullivan, Station Manager Charlie 23, thank you for finding us. Now need your assistance repairing the station and preventing further destruction. Urgent materials, requirements are industrial materials, which we use to get from Evergreen, but their facility is no longer reachable. Though we have ample food supplies, repairing the station must take precedence as the damage is jeopardizing its integrity. Since this required supplies, please act swiftly to help us. Okay, so I've found them. What do they need exactly? Requires 2 robots and stuff that I don't really have available. I still need to try and track down the people from the repeater site because like they came out of orbit, but I've not had any hint of where they are. There's probably locked behind them. Yeah, I noticed my temporary boost to science and research has kind of worn off at this point for the most part. So it is very temporary things, but it's still nice to have. I did get a bunch of tech sorted out for it. That'll do. And actually, you don't know. There's one contract still being done. That's one last thing I wanted to mention about contracts is if you're going to be looking around, look for the ones which give you 100. Like these ones. Because better science return should be your focus on those contracts if you can get it. Because as the more urgent contracts are filled, they get less helpful to you. So they offer you less and less science in return. So it's like that's why a lot of that was at 60. The initial ones, the 100 ones though, those are very good to get your hands on when you can. And I think my drones are just kind of prioritizing getting stuff done rather than filling that up. I should actually... I'm in danger of getting behind on the bonus on that. I think. Active contract from NERPA. Oh no, NERPA doesn't actually have... Yeah, this is one of those long-term ones which just like doesn't really
Now that we do have ice mining operations, we need to study the tech behind life support systems. Open the research panel and select life support systems to start the research.
Way ahead of you,
Then,
dude.
build the ice smelter and route the ice mined from the vein into it. The ice smelter will allow you to get water from it, which is needed to produce food and oxygen.
Which is under life support. There it is, ice smelter. Again, some bits and bobs, I can just about do it.
You can't build here.
Oh, it's built into the side of the thing. I was looking around trying to figure out how to get stuff out there. But apparently it's because it actually has to be built into the side of a room. Huh. Okay. Sure. There's not much more to me to do in terms of dabbling around on the stock market. I might do some more contracts, but it's like not really mentioned that in the meantime. That'll get built. I've got 200,000 credits. I did get a nice bump in research points while it lasted. And the rover apparently didn't like being told it needs to go and investigate the repeater, so... go and investigate this wreckage here instead then. And yeah, I sent my other one out to fetch these, because it's like, you know, it's materials, you know? In other news, the digging is going fairly well. Oh, there's the contract. Sorted. Another 100 orange. Good. Specifically, I need blue, and I noticed that blue is actually a bit harder to come by. A lot of blue is required for many of your techs. I also noticed I am increasing my power generation by... I've unlocked the next tier of medium solars, the ones we started out with and then apparently forgot about. Don't know why we forgot that tech, but apparently we did. And of course we've got some various bits and bobs listed around the place up here too. Yes, I know there's not enough water. That would be the life support module, I guess. Oh wait, did I accidentally overlay the ventilation? Not sure. I did accidentally overlay the ventilation module. Yeah, that's fine. That's where I need it. Okay, but we'll get on next time. So next time we'll provide the necessities of life. Oh wow, look at that. It's literally a bucket excavator. Wow, I thought it had spidery limbs on it. I was not expecting it to literally just be scooping up the ice and going, here you go. It's also getting a lot of slag too. Well, it did have a slag outlook, so you know. Confirm cargo unloading. I will unload it there, please. So yeah, the cargo truck is rolling back in with its bounty. It's going to drop off, and then I don't know if anyone to send it out to immediately, but I'll probably just send it out to the map so it's ready to roll. That's fine. So next time, necessities of life, getting that stuff sorted out. And also, hopefully I'll be getting this area online as well, but until then... Oh, Crust.
Now it's time for life support systems. Finish the research and build the electrolysis plant.
I've already got it. That's an indoor thing though, I think. Yeah, it is. That has to actually go indoors. I might need to expand this actually. Look at those. It's so nice and clean and pristine. Thing is, I don't know what needs space and what needs to be separate or anything like that. I mean, I can even build hydroponics farms already. But yeah, that's for next time though. This has been iMark3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel. Gives me those virtual headbutts I oh so crave. In this desolate lunar valley lies the wreck of a crashed spacecraft. Central body, remnants of solar panels mount suggested satellites. They set up a satellite in the explosion and fell from orbit. Scorch marks and extreme heat are evident, telling of the catastrophic event that caused its downfall. The impending meteor strike. Yes, I remember. It seems both awe-inspiring and tragic, a stark reminder of the perils of the lunar exploration. 60. You know, there's actually seems to be a bit more odd research knocking around the place, though the also has materials too, so I want to pick that up. There's also a temporary shelter, which we don't know what's left in an industrial complex, apparently. But yeah. Let me know below if you think in the next episode I am going to fluff it up and kill all my colonists, because I will not rule that out. It's an option. It might happen. I don't trust myself to say 100% guarantee I'm going to get this right the first time, but I'm stockpiling resources, so I should be good. But yeah, see you all later.